that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do it, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, Mama. Any way you do. Well, Mama, she done told me, Papa done told me too. Son, that guy you fooling with.
That's All Right Mama would never be released here in the UK as a single during Elvis's lifetime. Strange, but true. Never gets old, that guitar solo from Scotty Moore, does it? Hello, welcome back. Today, I would love to talk to you about the album Elvis, originally released March 1959 here in Old Blighty, but would go under a different name in the United States of America. Here in the UK, this album failed to chart, mainly due to 10 of the songs already being released on Elvis Golden Records, currently riding high in the charts, and a re-entry in the charts for his debut album, Elvis Presley. At this time, there was still only a top 10 album chart here in the UK. This album ultimately got deleted in 1970. One of the very few songs coming up next, which has two solos, one from guitarist Scotty Moore and the other by piano player Shorty Long.
Well, Lordy, 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 Miss Claudia, God, you sure look good to me. Well, please don't excite me, baby. I know it can't.
Now, after its deletion, this album would not be available in the UK until 1984, when it appeared as it had originally been released in the USA in 1959 with the title For LP Fans Only and only 10 tracks, as opposed to the UK variant that would have 14. Reminded me of the solo by Scotty from the great song Too Much. This album would later be replaced in 1989 by NL 90359, which kept the original title album that it was in the USA, but reverted back to the 14-track format of RD 27120. Correct me wrong, I think this is Shorty Long's version now of his solo. Now, the 4 additional tracks on the UK album, which differed from the USA release, would be Money Honey, I'm Counting on You, Trying to Get to You, and Blue Suede Shoes. Coming up next, probably the finest Sun song by any artist ever recorded, 706 Union.
Train I ride, 16 coaches long. Train I ride.
The rhythmic qualities of this song are unsurpassed. Take my word for it. Today's album, the one I have, will be this small orange label release from 1969. But gracing us with its presence today on the turntable is the latest release from the Music on Vinyl record label in a glorious blue vinyl. And I'll sound good as well.
Well, it took my baby, but it never will again. No, not again. Train, coming down.
Now a little bit of background information on the album. RCA Victor collected 9 tracks previously available in single form only, as well as Poor Boy from the Love Me Tender EP. 4 tracks had been issued on Sun Records with limited release and were difficult to come by outside of the South. However, all 5 Sun singles were reissued by RCA Victor in November 1955 and remained in print throughout the 1970s. Now, if we look at the new album cover, and I will do a comparison on screen with my 1969 release and the 1989 release, and you'll see that the cover is a little bit blurred. It has a lovely glossy finish, and if you look closely in the top right hand corner, it has the Friday Record Music catalogue number as FRM-1990, which is a little bit bizarre. I don't know why it's been done. Perhaps they borrowed the sheets from Friday Music. I honestly don't know. But I'm very fortunate that my number is 000706. Considering 4 of the tracks on this album were recorded at 706 Union, I'm quite happy with that.
How I feel, I'm playing for keeps. For sure this time, and I won't be happy.
Now these are limited to, I believe it's 2,500 presses. They're available now from any good reputable record dealer, mainly Amazon, where I got mine from. And you'll see on the back we have the original release photograph that would grace the American album, would grace the UK album, and would grace the later release one from 1989. Overall, sound quality is fantastic. I did put on originally the 69 small mono release, which also sounds extremely good. But when I popped on the new one, no, there's no comparison.
Don't make me sorry.
Very clean, very quiet in between tracks, oodles of bass, great clarity. Look, I'm no aficionado, but it sounds good to these ears.
But how many others that could love me true? But no one else.
Now, some of the information today, I do retain some of it myself, but as I'm getting older, I don't retain as much as probably what I should do. Oh, to be 20 years younger. Today, I've been perusing Elvis on Record, Volume 1, 1956 to 1965. A young Mr. Paul Allner is the author of this book, compiled by his good self, with some help from some others, no doubt. And yours truly does have his name in the acknowledgements. I'll show it on screen for you, which I was very surprised at. I ordered the book, and when I opened it up and saw my name in it, I just had to contact Paul. Paul has been someone I've been talking to over the years. His knowledge on Elvis UK releases is quite substantial, and he would be the go-to man if I ever had anything that I wanted to find out. The book, I believe, retails at about £130, around that price range. He's got Volume 2 coming out sometime later in the year, which I would love to get a copy as well. They are signed all individually by Paul, and I will do a full review in it during time. I've got to get my head around understanding fully what he's done differently from Volume or his previous release that he had out, which I'll also show you on screen, which is very well read by me, as you can tell from the condition from it. But these are releases that I love to have, and that's where a lot of the information that I used over the years comes from. And it's very handy to have it in one spot because you cannot retain everything. And books like this are invaluable. I'm now a poor boy.
They call me poor boy, poor boy, poor boy. But I ain't lonesome and I ain't blue. 'Cause I could never be a poor boy. As long as
You're always poor when you're collecting Elvis. Earlier in the week, or tail end of last week, you would have seen our latest release called The Snowman, which talks about the influence of Colonel Tom Parker on the career of Elvis. It's all set to music, as somewhat is the style that Craig and I have undertaken of late. We hope you enjoy it. Please give it a look if you haven't. There's some great music in it. It took me probably 2 to 3 weeks to put together just an 8.5 minute video. It all takes time, as no doubt you will all fathom, because they don't come out every week. Whereas I have been trying to do these releases every week. I missed last week because I was trying to get The Snowman finished. Thank you very much for your continued support. We have just hit 21,000 subscribers, which is massive for us. We never thought we would get anywhere near that. 2,100 was pushing it. 210 was pushing it. I was happy at 21. No, I wasn't. But please continue to watch. Hit that notification bell, because my brother wasn't notified of the latest video and he helps put them together. So I don't know if all you were notified. Perhaps you could let me know. Hit that thumbs up, because it helps with all algorithms. And please give it a like. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll be back next week. If there is anything you would like to see reviewed, then please give me a comment at the bottom what you'd like to see. I have had one comment already with something that they would like to see reviewed, and it nearly got done today, so maybe I'll do that one next week. But take care, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Adios.